It's that time, y'all. Time for Big Boys Boxing.
If you think I'm a pussy, I'm a punk, you tell me right now. Because listen, I am the baddest man you ever fucking meet.
So that'll give a bit of energy. It's good night. It is all
Kia ora team, and welcome back to Big Boys Boxing for another weekend preview for the heavyweight division. I'm Jono, your host, and as you come in, hit that thumbs up, whack subscribe, and we shall get into this momentarily. As per usual, give me pin that so it don't get lost. If I can get to my bits. Oh, here we go. 3 dots. Pin that shizzle. And there we have it. So, I was a little pleasantly surprised when I looked through the schedule this weekend. I knew we had the FA Ajagba and Joseph Goodall fight. There's a couple of other fights on there as well. And I forgot there's a little Don King card on. We've got Trevor Bryan's in action and Jonathan Guidry's in action. So I guess without further ado, we should get into it. So we'll flick over to the browser here, and that's the picks for the Prediction League this week. We did them last night. So this is how I set up the Prediction League every week. This season it's all heavies. As you can see, we've got a couple of more insignificant fights at the top here. But I chucked them in because they look quite competitive. As you can see, this Torillo guy is 5-4-1, and this guy here is a losing record, but he does have 29 wins. Could be quite competitive. This one here, this is a guy. I'm pretty sure his only one loss was to Robert Helenius, Mika Milanen. And he's taking on this other guy who's unbeaten at 4-0. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, or should I? Arash. How would we say that one? Koihast, maybe? Koihaste. I don't know, man. But that one could be competitive. That's why I threw it in. And then we get into the ones that are a little bit more known about this guy here. Michael Webster. I haven't actually seen him fight yet, but he's 8-0. I'm not sure if this one's actually on a televised card or not. He's taking on Nick Campbell. We know who Nick Campbell is, journeyman level kind of guy. But he's only got one loss so far. Here we go. Trevor Bryan v Cassius Chaney. I think Trevor Bryan should get through that pretty easy, but I haven't laid eyes on Trevor Bryan since he lost to Daniel Dubois. If he's that fat, he might have some trouble with Cassius, depending on how Cassius fights. If he fights on the back foot and keeps it long, uses his height and reach, because he's 6'6", he might have a chance of winning on points, but I expect Trevor Bryan should be able to win that one by a stoppage second half of the fight, but we'll see. Jonathan Guidry, there we go. He is taking on Jesus Escalara, who's unbeaten at this point. This one might even be the most competitive fight of the weekend yet. Maybe. We also have F.A. Ajagba and Joseph Goodall. We're going to get into that one because I think that's a lot more interesting than most people think. We've also got this Brandon Moore. I haven't seen him fight either. He's on the card. He's Don King fighter, so I'm interested to see that one. 8 rounds, and he'll be taking on Robert Sims, bona fide journeyman level kind of guy, that guy as well. It could be interesting. Like I say, I haven't seen this Brandon Moore fight before. And of course, we've got Antonio Morales. I've seen him fight once. He's actually quite a bit of action, this guy. Could be interesting. He's taking on Skylar Lacey. So, yeah, that's on the card as well. But anyways, we shall get into the proper schedule here. Just let me jump over and have a quick look at something before we get into that. Do a quick roll call. We've got PCR, Phil Carl Roberts in the house. Good to see you, man. We've got Adria in the house as well, or Daria in the house, sorry. Good to see you, my brother. Francis Ngannou fights. Manuel Cha next for the WBA regular. It's a good way for Francis to get hold of a belt, but at this point, Francis doesn't have a ranking, and the way things are sitting, if anybody's watched my last video, was a WBA roast, and I talked all about that situation with Manuel Cha. How it stands at the moment, he has 60 days to organise a fight with somebody inside the WBA's top 15. Pretty much anyone who he wants to fight. But, so at this point, unless Francis Ngannou gets a ranking with the WBA before the end of the month, I can't see that happening. It's not a possibility. But you never know. You never know. There is talk that Francis Ngannou is going to fight on the 23rd of December in Saudi. The Saudis have asked him to fight. Now, there's a couple of potential opponents that have been thrown around. Zhilei Zhang against F.A. Ajagba. Sorry, not F.A. Ajagba. Against Francis Ngannou. I think that's crazy to throw him in there with Zhilei Zhang. Yes, he did okay against Tyson, but honestly, I think a lot of that was an element of surprise because Tyson was expecting a much easier fight. He wasn't prepared proper for it. He looked like shit. His timing was out. I'm not trying to take anything away from Ngannou, but anybody else who fights him, the element of surprise is gone. And I think Zhilei Zhang would absolutely destroy him, unfortunately. There is also Joseph Parker has expressed his want to fight on that card as well, so that's a potential possibility. I think that's a much safer option, and it could be actually quite a decent fight between Joseph Parker and Francis Ngannou. But to be honest, after this week, I'm goddamn sick of talking about Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. To me, the way I see it, yeah, Tyson got the win on paper. It was a close fight. He looked like shit. Francis Ngannou overperformed. Let's see what Francis does next. We know what Tyson's doing. It's pretty much confirmed that the fight between him and Usyk is going to be on February 17th by the looks of it, so we'll see. But anyways, that's all I got to mention about Ngannou and Fury for today. I'm over it. Yes, it was a shock. Yes, it was entertaining. And yes, in my eyes, Tyson took an L as a world champion, going life and death with somebody who's never had a boxing match before, amateur or pro. That's L. as a world champion. Simple as that. He knows it. His stock plummeted. So, it is what it is. What else have we got here from Phil Carl Roberts? So, he's saying hi to Dari. PCR. Yep. Okay, we're up to date there. Alright, so get into the schedule proper. Make sure I've got the right thing on screen. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is, as you can see, I've got it set up here. Heavyweight submitted, so we only got heavyweights on boxing scene. We've got something on in Italy. 6-rounder done. We got here. We got a fight in New Zealand. Okay. Wheeler Manu. Don't know the dude. 3-0. 4-rounder. Ben Soselli. Don't know that dude either. Let's have a quick look, see if this event is televised, because it's in New Zealand. I might be able to watch it. Just a quick nosy. Oh, that's belt, not bloody event. Hamas. Belt. Doesn't show event. Oh, we go over here for event. Different when you've got specified weight divisions. One point. Okay. Where is it? Is it near me? Motor. November. Where's the location? Oh, there we go. ABA Stadium. Okay, that's in central Auckland. Okay. Now I won't be going to that one. Alright, so back to our schedule. Boosh. We've got in the UK on Friday Tom Pogson. No idea who the dude is. He's only 2-0, 4-rounder. He's taking on Jack Darnell. I know that name. Oh, he's bona fide journeyman, that's why. Okay, not worth looking into. USA on Friday. It was one of these ones. Oh, here it is. This is the first one in the Prediction League. So that'll be Saturday afternoon in New Zealand. And we already talked about it, this one. I think Tirillo should probably win this one. Let's just have a quick look. This guy here has a badly losing record. But he's only been knocked out 7 times. So there you go. For anyone in the Prediction League, it's probably going to be Tirillo on points. Hey, but just have a look at his knockout ratio. Give us an idea, you see. 5-4. He's been stopped once. He's got 1 draw. He's got the 2 KOs. Okay. Just look at some of his opponents. He lost to a 16-1 dude. 9-1 he loses. Okay, so he steps up, he loses. Oh jeez. Oh, he won that one. 34-1. Far out. Enrique Hill Sr. So this guy has probably fought in Mexico all his career or something. Let's have a nosy. Good to have a nosy. Oh, okay, Ukraine, USA. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Had a pretty decent record and he beat him. Must have all been powder puffs. Anyways, we are there. We'll get to the more important ones that we wanted to see. Hey. Take another. Hugo Tirillo on points probably for that one. Alright, what do we got here? Australia. Debut. 4 rounds, who cares? Basically, if anything's 4 rounds, I just pretty much scroll past it, because most of it isn't even worth looking at. This one here, we had this fight in the Prediction League a few weeks ago, and then it got cancelled and never happened. But I'm sure it was 10 rounds for some Fijian title or something before. Now it's for nothing. So, took my ad blocker off, so all this shit's popping up. YouTube's brought in some kind of new thing that if you have an ad blocker on, they put up a notice. You've got 3 more plays until the media player will stop because you have an ad blocker. Ad blockers are not allowed on YouTube, even though it's an ad blocker that's comes from Google, the Google store, and Google own YouTube. Figure that one out. Google provide the ad blocker, but you're not allowed to use it on a Google platform. Fucking wankers. I know why. It's because they make their money out of the people who don't have YouTube Premium. But anyways, this one here is the other one. The Finland fight on Saturday. So yeah. Mika Mellinen. He should win this one, I think. But I haven't seen this dude. This 4-0 Arash, I'll just call him. I'm not going to try and pronounce that last name again. Arash has 4 wins with 3 KOs. Got any stats? He's 6'3", no reach, registered. So, debut. Okay, he's fought nobody. Absolutely nobody. And it's to be expected when you've had only 4 fights. But it makes it really hard to pick a winner. But we'll have a quick look at Mika Mellinen. 6-1. He got stopped once. I'm pretty sure that's Robert Helenius. Yep. TKO. Interesting though, because this, I'm pretty sure, is the fight that Robert Helenius took, and then a week later he fought Anthony Joshua and popped 30. It was. So, yeah, Robert was on something on the Small Finland show because he knew there'd be no drug testing. Then he got a call up for this Anthony Joshua fight on 6 days' notice. He got a call when he was in the dressing room after this Mika Mellinen fight. Oh, holy shit, this is a true Geordie. What are you doing on BoxRec? Okay. Yeah, he got popped dirty for some banned substance. I can't even remember what it was after the Joshua fight. So I'm interested to know why this fight hasn't been changed to a no contest. It's fucking obvious he was on some shit for that fight, eh? And in Finland, if he doesn't have a proper excuse, like some kind of accidental ingestion of this whatever substance it was, his name will be mud. People will hate him. In Finland, they're seriously against it. If anyone gets caught, their whole career is disregarded and everybody just remembers that's that drug cheat guy. So, anyways, Mika Mellinen should win that one. And like I say though, it's hard to pick the method of victory with that one. It's a bit of lucky dip kind of, because we don't know exactly what this Arash has got, but I expect Mika Mellinen will probably end up stopping him. Just at a guess, it could be lucky dip. Right. Why is it going place? Go back. There we go. Ah, now I'm gonna reset it and find my spot, you son of a bitch. Heavy, submit. All these new ads all over the screen are confusing the shit out of me. Right, where were we up to? Finland is what we want. Did I go past it? There it is. Okay, so that one there. 6 rounds. 4 and 1. 0 and 1. Well, that's why I didn't put that one in. Damn filler fight. Alright, who else we got here? Adrian King. Debut, 4 rounds. TBA. You never beat that TBA, mofo. Michael Webster. Okay, this is that UK fight that I got in the Prediction League, 8-0. The Joe, what? Nakawali Walevu. Michael Webster, 4 rounds. What the hell? I'm sure it was at least 6. Let's have a look. My Prediction League thing. Michael Webster has changed. So that one's going to be void. Motherfucker, it was only yesterday I did that. Nick Campbell would have been a much better opponent. God damn it. Pisses me off when that shit happens. Especially when it's only less than 24 hours after I made the bloody picture up. God damn it. Pissed me right off. Alright. Far out. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, it's definitely that one. Stink. Will Howell. Oh, I've seen that guy before. Must have seen him on debut. Phil Williams, Bonafide Journeyman. So that should be a run out for this guy, even though that was not in the league. Right, what else we got? William Bates. I've heard of that guy. I haven't seen him. Oh, I must have heard of him from the amateurs. So let's have a look. Has he got an amateur record? Well, he hasn't got an option for amateurs or pros there. Let's make sure I'm signed in. Is that the problem? Sometimes you don't get all the details if you're not signed in. Yeah, I'm not signed in. That's weird. Shit going on here, what the hell? Oh, it's ads. Why does everything have to be so difficult? Doesn't have a login option. There's a log out, so that must mean I'm logged in. Alright. Change screen. What the fuck are you doing, Box Rick? Messing with me? Alright, here we go. We back. Alright, so that was that one. Not really interested. Okay, here's this card. Trevor Bryan. And we're missing some off the card that were there before too. Fuck you, Don King. What's up? Alright, Cassius Chaney, he's got one loss. I think that was to George Arias, a little 6 foot tall heavyweight. But this dude's 6'6". He lost that on points, I think. Trevor Bryan, let's just make sure he hasn't been busy since that Daniel Dubois loss. Nah, there he is. Still a loser. Got knocked out trying to look like a fat 45-year-old George Foreman. You better come in shape. I don't know if it's really going to matter that much against Cassius Chaney. Let's see what else he's been up to. He had a fight since that Arias loss? Yes, he has. There's the George Arias loss by decision, was it? Yep, split decision. Fuck, I didn't think it was that close. Honest. Matthew McKinney. Okay, 9-5 with 3 draws. He beat him by TKO on 1, so he must be an absolute bum, that guy. Because honestly, Cassius ain't that good. Jason Bergman, Southpaw. He beat him by TKO. In the third, beat him better than Joe Parker did. I think Joe Parker stopped him in 7 or 8, but that was in Samoa in 35 degrees Celsius heat. Anyways, what else we got here? See, he hasn't really fought anybody of any note. So we'll see. Trevor Bryan should come away with that one. I'm thinking decision, actually. Thinking decision myself. Trevor Bryan. So that's that one. What else we got? Get over to the chat and have another quick look after a couple more team. This one here, Jonathan Guidry. We know who Jonathan Guidry is. He fought Trevor Bryan to a pretty close decision after Don King ripped off Manuel Charr the first time. Then Trevor Bryan ripped him off the second time, and Bermane Stiverne got the shot. So this one's actually for some minor titles. Jesus Escalara. I remember seeing this dude. Is he quite tall, actually? Let's have a look into Jesus Escalara. 19-0, 19 KOs. Ooh. It's a bit he's fought only bums so far, but to be expected at the start of the career. Tito. Oh, he's 43 years old. Holy shit, you left it a bit late, buddy. I wonder he must have been some kind of MMA fighter or something. Matchmaker, promoter. Used to have amateur record here, but doesn't have it anymore. Used to have Boxer Pro and then Box Amateur. Unless he didn't have an amateur career, of course. Okay, so he is from Puerto Rico. Southpaw, 5'11", no registered reach, but he resides in America, in Florida. So probably spent some time in the heavyweight factory over there, maybe. Let's have a look into his records. Oh, bum. Not the best. Jesus Escalara. So your record is padded as fuck. 2, 39 and 15. Come on, dude. Is that the Puerto Rican flag? I thought that was the Romanian flag. Tolina? I don't know where that is. Had that fight in USA. That fight. Espinal, I don't know where that is either. I'd love to know what that flag is. I thought that was like the Romanian flag. Maybe it's Puerto Rican. Actually, I'll shoot over to the chat and maybe someone can tell me what that flag is. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, Steve in the house. What's that? Steve. I got Kevin Worrell in the house as well. What's going on, yo? Alright, lads. All good. I hope, I'm all good over here. Hopefully everyone else is all good in the chat as well. Kevin Worrell. Looks like Colombia flag. Ah, that's the one. You're right. It's definitely Colombia. I remember now. Romanian flag is something similar though, if I remember rightly. I don't know. Alright, so we get back to it. Escalara's probably going to get... Well, I don't know. Like I say, I think I've seen him once. I can't remember who. Who did I see him against? It must have been this one here. Marcelo Leonardo da Silva. Oh, no, actually, I don't think I saw it. I think I had it in the prediction league at one point. And that's where I recognise the name from. Let's have a look. See, it wasn't broadcasted. There's no listed media there, so I just remember the name. So it's going to be a hard one to pick, but it's going to be Guidry to win. It's going to be a question of whether he stops him or whether it goes the distance. I think it was 10 rounds. Let's have a quick nosy. Yeah, 10 rounds. And it's for the WBA Gold World Heavyweight title. Hey? I thought that title was gone a long time ago. Soon as Don King gets involved, we've got fucking new belts popping up. Crafty old prick. I know it sounds nasty, but I wish he'd just expire. Don King, he's nothing more than a pain in the ass. WBC FFCAR box. VCAR box. Heavy. What the f is that, WBC? What the hell is that? What the hell is that, WBC? I mean, WBA and WBC just as bad as each other, I think. Okay, this is the card we want to get into. F.A. Ajagba and Joseph Goodall. I'm going to do that fight last because there's a bit to talk about with that one. This is Brandon Moore. I haven't seen him fight, like I said, 12-0, 8-rounder against Robert Sims. I've seen Robert Sims before. Just going on the paper, I imagine Brandon Moore is going to win it. Let's have a look at his knockout ratio and the level of opponents he's faced. So he's got 8 out of 12. He's got an 80% knockout ratio. It works out in my head, is that right? Yes, 66. What? 8 of 12? Oh no. Yeah, that's about right, 66. Yeah, third. Get my times tables mixed up. 3 4s of 12. I was looking at the 4s, not the 3s. So yeah, Robert Sims, we know 12-3, 13-7, 14-8. 15-9, 8-2. 24 and 47. Okay, from about here on, he's faced pretty much the same level of competition. Ratio of wins to losses is pretty similar from there on up, and he's managed to knock them all out. So maybe this guy's got a bit more talent than I'm imagining. He's 6'6", so he's a pretty big unit as well. This could be a little more interesting than I at first thought. Robert Sims, I've seen him fight. He's a journeyman level guy. He's usually pretty durable. As you can see, he's stopped. Never been stopped, but he's got a draw. So he's probably a bit crafty, defensively minded. Waits for his opportunities. He's orthodox, but he's only 5'11", so he's going to be 7 inches, almost over half a foot shorter than his opponent. Okay, so Brandon Moore by knockout, I reckon. How many rounds? We got 8 rounds. I'll say by knockout, but I think it's probably going to be in the first half at some point too. Early knockout for Brandon Moore, I think. Okay, so Antonio Morales. Yeah, this guy's quite a bit of action. I can't remember who I saw him fight. We'll find out in a minute. Skylar Lacey. This guy, from memory, is like a survivor, but picks his opportunities. Maybe I'm thinking someone else because he's 7-0. Okay, so I haven't seen this guy. He's 29 years old, orthodox, 6'7". Ooh, he's a big, long unit. No registered reach. He's American. Let's see his level of competition. 1-0. 4-4-1. 6-3-2. Oh, 26. Makes me cringe when I see records like this guy's one. 7-26. What are you doing still boxing, man? Okay, so this one might be very interesting as well. Maybe very interesting indeed. Antonio Morales, let's look. 8-0, 7 knockouts. 26 years old. Whoa, 6'9". If he's a legit 6'9", he's taller than Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury ain't 6 foot. 85-inch reach. Holy shit. Dude's long as shit. Look at his face. Looks like a horse. His name is Mr. Red. Anyways, he's long as shit. How many knockouts has he got? 7 out of 8. Right, what's his opponent level like? 7-2, 6-1, 5-0-1, 2-1, 3-2. Okay. He's knocking out most of these dudes, but split decision over 6. That. Patrick Mailata, the Kiwi boy, he beat him by a split decision. Actually, I remember seeing that I remember seeing that fight. Patrick was supposed to win that fight. That was supposed to be his bounce back, beat somebody that looks decent fight, but he lost. Hey, who did I click on? Oh, I clicked on the event. Jesus Escalado. That wasn't Escalado, was it? No, I'm just having a nosy while I'm here. Here it is from Antonio Morales. Let's find score. Patrick's solid enough, but he's not disciplined enough in training. He's always coming in way too fat. Okay, here we go. 56 to 57. 7. Okay, so it seems like the fans thought Patrick won it by a round. 2 judges gave it to Morales by a round, and 1 gave it to Patrick by a round. I'll tell you what, just judging on that alone, have a look. Antonio Morales, who was this guy? I think this one's going the distance, to be honest. Have a quick look at some weights here, some previous weights. It's not, this dude, look, he looks real skinny in the photo, doesn't he? Jeez, he's an ugly motherfucker too. But, he's weighing 280 odd pound, 265, 263. That's his opponent. 263, 253, 248, 249. So he's getting heavier. Look at the weights for Antonio Morales. $270, $265, $269. Okay, Morales is a bigger guy by the looks of it. What the fuck? Oh, now we've got pop-up videos on goddamn BoxRec. I have to put my ad blocker back on.
That's an opening.
Fuck off, Tyson. I'm sick of hearing you. All you do is talk, 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 and then you don't perform, you fat bag of milk. Alright, back to it. Is that it for the weekend? There was Antonio Morales, Brandon Moore. Oh no, they're all there. Pretty sure. Was there one more? Antonio Morales, Brandon Moore, F.A. Jogler, Jonathan Guidry. Yeah, okay. I think we got them all. We do got them all. Alright, so that's the weekend preview and a quick outline of what my predictions are for the heavyweights. Let me get back over to the chat and get the right screen back up. A little conversation about some stuff that's been going on. And we go back to our live and I'll get back to the chat so I can see what the bag everyone's talking about. Alright. Where are we? Kim Worrell. Same here, KO Moore. Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen him, but it's hard to pick on these ones that you haven't seen yet, but a lot of the stuff I put in the prediction league, anything that I think's competitive, even if guys have got losses, looking at the records and whatnot, and if I've seen them before, even if they've got 10 losses, if the fight's competitive, I'll throw it in there. But there is a lot of guys that are in sort of between 0 and 5 fights, 0 and 10 fights that I'll throw in there that I haven't seen in particular, especially, and it helps people who are in the league to go and do a bit of research on these guys that nobody knows of yet. So a little bit of education goes a long way for the future. There's a few guys to keep real close eyes on. I think that Brandon Moore might be one of them. We'll see how he goes though. First time I'll see him live on TV this weekend. Never heard of him. Not sure who you meant there, Kevin. Fabio Wardley. He's got power. He does indeed. He's getting better too. I didn't rate him a lot. I thought he'd have a real good fight with Nathan Gorman, but once he got a cop, he was actually getting beaten for the first round and was doing not as well in the second, I thought. But as soon as he got popped proper, has pushed that button and he seems to be able to turn it on. he looked a lot more composed and organised against David Adelaide. I was quite impressed. So it'll be interesting. I hope that Fraser Clark and Fabio Wardley fight gets made. I'll be picking Fabio Wardley all day. But I think it'll go the distance because Fraser's really tough. He's got a good chin. And he's big enough and ugly enough to look after himself somewhat as well. I don't rate Fraser Clark that highly. Yeah, he had a long amateur career and did fairly well, but it was always kind of second tier as an amateur, and he still looks very amateurish how he boxes as a pro, so we'll see. That fight should be made by the British Board of Boxing Control for the British and Commonwealth titles, I imagine. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, looking forward to seeing where Fabio Wardley goes. One fight that I've talked about for him for the last couple of years actually is him and Jared Anderson. I'd like to see them meet down the line. I think that's a real good matchup, but I don't know. We'll see how we go. I think Jared Anderson's team have kind of taken the foot off the gas a bit. He was supposed to be fighting Zion Kazaputski, but he pulled out of it, didn't want that fight, and picked an easier fight. So F.A. Ajagba took him on instead. So we'll just see what happens with Jared Anderson. But definitely looking forward to seeing where Fabio goes and how far he can go. If he keeps improving, it's hard to know where his ceiling is at this point. All the stars in Saudi to watch Fury and Ghani. Fury must be embarrassed. So I can see him doing the fight of his life against Usyk. Yeah, that's his character. Yeah, he also tends to fight to the level of his opposition, and I guess when you're training, you're only going to train to the level of your opposition too. But see, the thing was, he didn't know the level of his opposition. All he knew is that he was an MMA fighter, he hits hard, and he's never had a boxing match officially, pro or amateur. So it was a huge element of surprise, and Tyson was lucky to get out of that with the W. Hell of a fight. Maybe it's going to give him the motivation to be a lot better, because he's going to have to be a lot better against Alexander Usyk. Holy shit, I put the link up for anyone to join, but I didn't even jump in the channel. I'm in the channel now. So what the hell? Have I got the wrong shit on the screen? No? Oh, I see. Damn thing. Here we go. Right, back to the chat. Yeah, at this point, a lot of people who were picking Tyson Fury against Usyk have changed their mind based on how he looked, but realistically, I think we'll see a lot different Tyson Fury in the ring against Alexander Usyk. It won't look so much like a fat bag of milk. I think he'll be a bit lighter, maybe 260-ish, so he can move his feet a bit. He's going to need some speed. His hands didn't look great speed-wise, and he looked tired. I mean, you look at the two guys after the fight. Tyson's got a black eye, little cut on his forehead, looking like a puffed out bag of milk, and trying to get out of the view of the camera as quick as possible once he got the decision. No post-fight media conference, flagged that shit. He knew he was toast. He didn't want the criticism. And then you look at Francis Ngannou, not a mark on him, and he's not even blowing that hard. So, yeah, if Tyson doesn't pick up his game, he will definitely lose to Usyk. But like I say, fighting to the level of his opposition, I think we'll see a much different Usyk, much different Fury in there against Usyk. I'm not going to make a pick on that fight until it gets closer and I know what kind of condition they're in. It's still a real good fight, but I think the purse might have gone down, unfortunately, for both of them because of the performance Tyson Fury put in. Good one, Tyson. You big dosser bag of milk. Keep talking shit, you retard. Hey, the funniest thing was, it wasn't a week ago before the fight, Tyson's going, no, if Alexander Usyk is injured or something and wants to get out of the fight, he'll get sued. He has a contract for the 23rd. The same thing was for Tyson, and the only way out was retirement or cuts. And I don't think the cut that Tyson Fury did sustain on his forehead from a right uppercut inside from Francis Ngannou is bad enough to keep him out of the ring for more than a freaking week. It was just a little nick. It's not like the skin was split right open. But no, that's what Frank Warren has used to put out in the media that no, it won't be happening in December, it'll be happening in February sometime. We'll see, because I watched a post-fight interview with Alexander Usyk, and he was pushing about the 23rd date. No, you got to fight on the 23rd. You got a contract, so we'll see how hard Egis Klimas and Alexander Usyk are going to press to try and get that fight on the 23rd of December. I'd like to see it then, but I'm not really, how do I put it, that much anticipating it happening then. Hell to the no. Hannibal B is in the house. What's going on? Good to see you, man. Done Ari, the league. So far, competing again. Yeah. Phil's doing good this year, this season. Yeah, unfortunately, I managed to pass him a couple of weeks ago. I had a good week, but he's staying consistent this time around. So it's a challenge. I wish I hadn't missed that week, the second week, but you know, it happens. What else we got here? Yeah. Oh, I didn't cover that last fight, did I? Joe Goodall and F.A. Ajagba. So, I had some odds up. Let me just go and find them. Make sure they're there. I'll put it on screen. So, I've got Bet365 here with some odds for the boxing for the weekend. Let me just flick over to the browser. There we go. The browser. How do I get back? There we go. We go like that. Okay, here we go. So, Saturday, not heavyweights. So, for many of y'all other viewers, these might look messed up to you because this is New Zealand time. So, Saturday for me is probably Friday in the UK. The UK is like 13 hours behind, and West Coast of the US is 18 hours, 16 behind on the East Coast. So, some of these will look like they're in the wrong place. What have we got here? Escalada in there. Walsh. Looking. We'll just go down to, I know where it is. This one here. F.A. Ajagba and Joe Goodall. So, as you can see, F.A. Ajagba is $1.18 favourite. That's a pretty big favourite. If you put $10 on, you'll get $11.18 back if he wins. So it's hardly worth the bet there. Where I'd be looking, they've got these super boosts here. I'm interested in them today. I'll close that. The methods of victory here. So they got FA Ajagba by knockout at $1.80, $2.75 for Joe Goodall for knockout. Oh no, sorry, they got $1.80. It's almost 2-1, and $2.75 for decision. That's probably the one that I'd be hitting. No, I'm not going to log in right now. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of there. There we go. Joe Goodall by knockouts, $8.50 and $10 for decision. Well, that's the one. Actually, it's probably possible for anything here. I think the bookies have got this way wired to Ajagba. Doesn't make any sense to me. Ajagba won a bronze medal at the 2014 Commonwealth Games, and in the semi-final, he fought Joseph Goodall and he lost. So that year the medalists were Joe Joyce the gold, Joe Goodall for the silver, and F.A. Ajagba and someone else tied for the bronze, right? So he's already beaten him in the amateurs. Granted, it was in the amateurs and F.A. had only just started boxing. F.A. has made some small improvements since starting as a pro. But to me, he looks like he hasn't improved at all in the last 4 or 5 fights. Whereas Joseph Goodall, he looked pretty trash at the start. Let me find him. At the start of his pro career, but he has been making improvements. Let's just bring up Joe Goodall. Particularly Americans. I've watched a couple of prediction movies and the videos, and they're just pretty much totally disregarding Joseph Goodall. Just totally. Huh? 10-1. Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him. 10-1. So his one loss was to Justis Huni, which is a hell of a fight. This one here. Justis and Joe were throwing really heavy punches all night. Justis Huni doesn't have a lot of power, and he was tagging up Joe Goodall all night, but every time Joe got hit, he'd come back with something bigger. He was the more powerful puncher against Justis, and it was really competitive. Justis Huni is pretty much he's always the favoured fighter when he gets in the ring in Australia. He's like the next new thing, kind of like his training buddy Jai Opetaia. So he kind of got a bit of a favour with the judges. I thought the fight was really close. Where's the freaking score? I keep clicking on the wrong shit. Me trying to multitask. These are the results. Okay, they don't have the bloody judges. Oh, they have the judges' scores at the bottom here. 100-94. No, man. That's... Yeah, I remember. It's definitely wider than I thought it was. I thought it was like 97-93. So these two are a little bit close. But this judge here is smoking on a Justis Huni pipe. And these fans must all been Australians. They all just think Justis Huni is the next best thing. So 100-92. That's interesting though, because they've given 2 drawn rounds in there, haven't they? Look, The last 2 rounds they've given as drawn rounds. The fans. It's a 10-point must scoring system. Not a 10 points each scoring system. Make a choice. Hey Hannibal. I say that because Hannibal sometimes gives 10 rounds. I give him shit about it. But anyways, so back to where were we? Odds. So if I'm going to bet on this fight, this might be what I'd take, a Jugba on points. And if I'm going to take a hedge, I'll take a small hedge on Goodall by stoppage, because Joe Goodall is a pressure fighter. He will punch all night. He isn't the heaviest puncher, but he's certainly heavy enough. He's not a one-punch KO guy, but he can tire guys out pretty quickly with his volume. He'll keep coming forward. He'll have to watch out for a right hand over the top from a Jugba, of course. So it makes sense for him to move towards a Jugba's jab hand. So move to his own right. Goodall's got a very good uppercut. It's going to be a competition for Goodall to try and get inside on a Jugba, and for a Jugba to keep the range, because once it's inside, Goodall's going to have it all over a Jugba if it gets inside. But outside, a Jugba's got the longer reach, he's got the better jab, he's got the better straight punches. So, like I say, with the volume that Goodall puts out, if he can slow a Jugba down, get inside the second half, it's possible he can stop him. I think it's possible he can stop him. And also, I've just finished watching the press conference before I started the stream, and a Jugba reckons he's going to come out in beast mode. He's going to be aggressive and try and take it to Joe Goodall. It's probably a good idea for him to try and do that, to try and get Joe out of there early. But Joe's tough, mate. Joe's tough. I don't even think one of those big one-shots that you've seen from a Jugba is going to stop Joe Goodall coming forward. Might slow him down coming forward for a moment or two till he recovers, and then he'll be straight back on it. So, yeah, I think I'll be picking a Jugba on points, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Joe Goodall knockout. So, let's just have a look at what they've got for their prediction on rounds. What's this? Fight punches. Not interested. We want total rounds. Matchups. Head shooters. There we go. Total rounds. So they're going to go 8.5. Is it a 10-round fight? Yeah, it is a 10-round fight. So if you're going to go overs and unders, I'd go under 8.5. I'd go under 8.5. They've got that at $1.83. Okay. What else have we got here? Can we get some other options? Bet builder. No, usually they have a main or it's right down the bottom. Alternative. No, it's not. Yeah. Round group betting. Oh, that could be worth a look in there too. Round group betting 1 and 2. Well, if they got any others, 4 round would be good. Don't think they do. Might come up tomorrow, maybe. Sometimes come up with extra options. So, Interestingly, I think the bookies have got that way wrong with the odds. I think it's way more competitive than $1.18 to $8.50. That's just crazy. So if you want to make a little money, maybe, yeah, those two options that I gave you, I think, are the two best options. The Jugba by decision or Goodall by a stoppage as a hedge. But I think the most likely is probably a Jugba by decision. Being 10 rounds. If it was 12, might be a slightly different scenario, but it's not, is it? Alright, so back to our chat over here. And what do we got here? Whoa. Are we? The odds on Ngannou winning, especially KO, massive. Yeah, man. It'll be a different next time around when he has a confirmed fight, but keep your eyes out because I think he's going to be fighting in Saudi on that 23rd. They're going to hold a card there anyway. It'll be interesting to see who ends up on that card, to be fair. Like I say, Parker's expressed his want to fight on there. Shit, we might even get Anthony Joshua on that card yet. There are some talks apparently going on for Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou, but there's also Deontay Wilder's talking about getting in a cage with Francis. That dude's got to be crazy. Fucking Deshwish gets his skinny little chicken leg snapped clean off. Stupid ass. What do we got here? Not boxing, but have you seen the killing of the Joe hockey player? Nah, man. Not a clue what that's about. Oh, the ice hockey player. No idea, man. Wouldn't have a clue. If he doesn't get him out early, it will be a long night. Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Kevin. Who Jugba? A Jugba by KO, you reckon? Maybe, but yeah, I think most people, like I say, they don't really put much stock in Joe Goodall simply because they haven't seen much of him. You know, they look at the loss to Justice Huni, which was actually a bloody good fight, and Justice is a very good fighter. If he didn't get injured and went to the Tokyo Olympics, Justice Huni was the only guy I gave a chance of being competitive with Bakadir Jalilov. So that gives you an idea of the level of Justice Huni. Sure, he doesn't have a big punch, but he can throw punches all night. He can fight inside. He throws all sorts of punches. He's a very good fighter. And the one loss to Justice Huni from Joe Goodall, people look at that and go, a guy who's only got 7 fights or some 8 fights, he lost to him. Well, shit, Joe himself only has 11 fights, doesn't he? So, and if you look at the level of opposition that Justice has faced compared to most guys in their first 8 fights, oh, okay. So yeah, you know, even I was picking Stephen Shaw to beat Joseph Goodall. But I did say as well, don't be surprised if Shaw gasses out and gets stopped. So, it happened, didn't it? and Joe Goodall was getting better every fight. I honestly can't see Ajagba knocking him out. Yeah, Ajagba's got a good punch, but he's not a massive one-punch guy. When he comes across somebody who can box, I think that's the biggest problem for... Actually, that's the biggest style problem for both F.A. Ajagba and Joe Goodall. There's guys that they don't necessarily hit that hard, but they box really well. They move a lot. They throw a lot of punches. But this ain't that type of fight. This is two guys that try to be a bit more calculated, but both of them are a bit rough around the edges. Both of them have enough power to do some damage, but both of them have enough vulnerability to be hurt. So I think it's a real interesting fight myself. Real interesting. But like I say, I am favouring FA. I think he should win it maybe 7 rounds to 3, somewhere there. 6-4, 7-3, somewhere there he should win it. And I think if Joe Goodall's just going to pick up those 2 or 3 rounds, it'll be later in the fight. And we'll see. We'll see. Just my opinion. Just like an arsehole, everyone's got one. YouTube it, Jono. Definitely an accident regarding the ice hockey. Oh, okay, yeah, I will have a look into it after the stream. I shall do that, Kevin. All right. So I think that's about us for today. We looked into most of those fights, giving y'all who are in the prediction league a bit of an idea on maybe what to have a stab at. But y'all know how it goes. Do your own research, hit BoxRec, hit Tapology, and look up some fight film and make your picks. So, yeah, that's it for today. I may do a live commentary stream on Sunday or Saturday for many of you for the F.A. Ajagba fight. Maybe even just a kind of watch along for a couple of the fights on the undercard. We'll see how we go. I'll try and organise it. So, but as per usual, check out the Big Boys Boxing Discord server. Get involved. The link is in the description. And yeah, we stream fights over there. We post boxing news. We talk about boxing. We've got a little prediction league over there. We have a general non-boxing channel there as well for anything else you'd like to talk about. Yeah, we stream fights and all that sort of stuff too. So get involved. It's free. It's fun. But if you're not interested in free, you can always hit that super chat button, or there's also a tip link in the description. Any donations and tips go towards subscriptions for platforms to stream fights for y'all, and for software and whatnot to improve the quality of the content you get. So that is us for today. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I shall catch you all next time. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing, and I am out. So